Zoho One is a suite of 40 apps, and every app is special. Every app solves a particular problem for a particular business, and every app can handle a particular, in short, a department for your business. And Zoho One comes as a one subscription model for 40 apps, which is very unique when we talk about ERPs and CRM, because you don't find such options very easily in the market. What are the benefit of these options? The cost. The cost becomes very affordable for medium, even for the large size businesses. Hi, my name is Waheed, and I am the Managing Director for Consult to Manage, a leading ERP and CRM consultancy business that help businesses roll out new ERPs or improve their existing ERPs or CRM systems and help them get the best out of their system. Today in this video on this channel all about Zoho, we will be discussing about what is the value addition in Zoho One and what are the key things that you should be aware of before you get into Zoho One. There are 4 key points that we will be discussing today. The first one is how to sign up for the Zoho One trial version. And before why it's important, the first thing is if you taste it, you will know what the tool is. So which is very easy. Take any email you have, go to Zoho One website, sign up for the free trial, and we will also explain you how to get that or get to that page in this video. But let's be on the topic quickly back and discuss the second point, which is the pricing model. Pricing model of Zoho One is a bit complex because it's not something you find everywhere very common. Pricing model of Zoho works in 2 models. The first one is the all-employee model, and the second one is the flexible employee model. The all-fixed employee or all-employee model is basically that you have to buy a license for all the employees of your organization. You can't hide it from Zoho because Zoho knows you. We will get to that, how Zoho knows you or your employees if you just don't buy the license for everyone. Let's discuss a bit about the other option. The other option is basically a flexible option where you can use another app of Zoho out of Zoho One and you can manage the subscription separately for your employees, whoever is in your organization. Now the question is how Zoho knows. When you register in an organization, and if your organization exists in year 2022 or year 2023 or moving forward, and you are using an ERP or CRM, obviously you have an online presence, and with that, because of the security reasons, you have a specific domain under your name. So when you register that domain, and without a domain obviously you can't have an ERP or a CRM system, specifically Zoho One. So when you register that domain, the system knows everyone who comes into the system with that domain is a part of your company. So in that way, because it's a unified system, because Zoho is a very well organized organization, they know very well that this person belongs to this organization. And secondly, there are other system limitations that don't really allow you to play with the system. So it's very important that you make a wise decision here. You decide what you want to do. Either you want to go for flexible or you want to go for the fixed. But the first important thing is that in this video, later coming on, we will explain you by an example of how you can really make a decision when it comes to pricing of Zoho One and why these 2 models are there, what value they add to the business. The third thing we will be discussing in this video would be about what are the apps available in Zoho One. We talk about 40 apps, but there might be some apps that are not even useful. So what is those 40 apps, and can I as a business, can I use all those apps? The answer would probably be no, because there are apps that are very specified to a particular industry. There are apps that are very generic to the industry. For example, the CRM desk support channel is something every business needs because that's the purpose of the CRM. But there are apps that might not be useful, like event management or sort of thing. You might be a very small organization, you don't conduct in-house events or you don't manage external events, so might not be useful for you. But there might be other apps that might be very much useful for your business. So it all depends on what your business is, but we will go through some of the apps basically all of them on a higher level, like what those apps are, where you can find those apps, and what business problem do they solve. Then the last and the most important point is the limitations of Zoho One. Obviously, in terms of technology, there is no limitation, but yes, because it's a SaaS-based product, because it's a product that is defined for a particular set of organizations, it's a predefined product, created product, it's not a custom solution. So there will be limitations in terms of how many values or how much data you can store in the system. So when obviously if you're a mid-sized organization or if you're a large organization, these are some of the key things that you need to know before you make a decision. And because this is what makes a business grow and expand. If system doesn't allow you to expand, then obviously you can't expand. And at the end of the day, moving from or migrating from one system to another system is very costly, and it's not productive at all. And secondly, it takes a lot of training, retraining, reiteration to your existing stuff. And some things, like from my personal experience, migrations are good if done from a very bad system to good system, but migrations are not very good if you already have a very complex system in place and you made a decision, or someone in your team made a decision for you just to get you a solution quickly. But in the longer run, you have to change and you have to pay double the amount that you have paid or you incurred initially. So it's very important you know what the limitations of Zoho One, and being a good consultant, it's my responsibility, it's my team's responsibility that we educate you what Zoho One is, what Zoho One offers, what are the limitations in Zoho One, and where those limitations can be found. Some of the limitations you might not be aware of, even you need them or not, but people like me, people like my team, who are functional consultant, technical consultants, can help you identify those problems, those key points that you really need, or the system really offers those things and they can add value to your business. And these limitations are really important in that. And this limitation part basically defines a make or break sort of thing. Either you can use Zoho One or you can't use Zoho One. So we will be explaining later in the video how these really play an important part. But for now, let's don't waste any more time. Let's get straight into the Zoho One explanatory section. So yes, now we are on Zoho One website. As I discussed that we will be pointing out 4 key points in this explanatory video about Zoho One. The first one was the navigating the website. So first of all, you will come to the Zoho website and Zoho One. And if you are new here, obviously, if you're not logged in, it will give you an option of that you can create an account. And if you already have any sort of Zoho subscription, this will probably, because of the single sign-on, will give you the option to access your apps. So if I click on access my apps, I will be basically, if I haven't signed up anytime, it will ask me a bit of information about me, and I can get a full-fledged Zoho One access for 14 days free trial. And that is basically also a good thing to learn about Zoho One, how does it operates, what it really helps. And if you want to test the waters for Zoho One, and if you're new to the system and you can see that either this solution would really work for you or not, is it really a good fit for your business, what would be the learning curve? Because when you look at the system and you look at the options, you get to understand what could be the possible learning curve around it, and the things, how the UI looks, because obviously everyone has a different taste, everyone has a different sense of understanding the systems. So if you're already used to some Zoho's tools, this would be an easy navigation for you. Or even if your team is using any part of Zoho tools, the navigation is almost the same throughout the tools of Zoho. Tools, I mean to say apps. So when you are here, the first thing you will do is going to the pricing page. So as we discussed that, the second point we will be discussing in this video, the focus would be on explaining the pricing model of Zoho One, because it's a bit of tricky topic for most of the people. Most of the businesses don't understand the concept here. What is the all employee pricing and what is the flexible user pricing? So I will give you a brief introduction to both the models, and then I will give you an explanation, a real world case scenario. There are a lot, but one key scenario that really makes sense. And we recently implemented a system for one of our clients. So the client had a Zoho People subscription and they have Zoho One subscription. So the client total employees in the in the organizations are 100 plus, and only 20 of them really need Zoho One access to access their Zoho Desk, Zoho CRM, and other suites to help them improve their processes. But rest of the employees just want to access the system for checking their payments, working hours, log their times and stuff, and see if they want to apply for any leave. Basically, using the features of Zoho People, what Zoho People's offer. So, considering all this, the best solution that worked for client was to go for a flexible user pricing. Now, I will explain a bit what is the main difference between them. The reason the client went for flexible user pricing is because in the flexible user pricing, client can buy 20 license for Zoho One, and client doesn't include Zoho People into those like activating the Zoho People through Zoho One. Instead, they kept Zoho People as separate entity or separate app, or manages billing cycle separately. In that way, the rest of the employees, they don't have to buy license for Zoho One. The 20 employees that the company had, they were very good in using Zoho system, so they were all good in going through the Zoho One, doing their day-to-day work. But the rest of the employees use Zoho People along with these 20 as well. But company haven't had to pay flexible user pricing for all the employees. Reason? Because they go for just 20 Zoho One license, and rest of the licenses they got independently for Zoho People. And similarly, if they, for example, they have gone for all employee pricing, then they had to, and there is no other option, they had to buy licenses for all the employees, because most of the companies have specific company domains. They could be one domain, two or three domains, and when you use these domains, obviously you need them in the system as well. And when you register those domains in the system knows what your company domain is, and then it won't let you register a new user or won't let your users use any other system. For example, there might be an instance where you are good to sign up and you signed up something, but after some time, after a few days, the Zoho system is very intelligent. It will find out that this domain relates to your business, and it won't allow them to create an account, or it will stop their account, or it will merge their account to your existing Zoho One, or they will be sending out an email to you and telling you that this is your employee, he can't have a separate account, you have to buy a license for it. So that's one of the key reasons that these two pricing model exist. So if you are thinking of saving the cost, you should be going for employee pricing, but it depends what your end goal is. If you are planning to use all the apps by specific certain number of people in your organization, and rest of them you don't need anyone to access all the apps of Zoho One, I would suggest you take that app out and go for the flexible user pricing, because you will save tons of money on that, because then you will have the flexibility of adding more users whenever you need them. So that was the main difference between both the pricing models. What pricing models would work for you depends on your organization and your requirements. As I said earlier, not every app can be used, because it's like 40 plus apps, and these apps itself, every app is a process which takes time and planning to implement. So it can't be done within 15 or 1 month or 2 months period. If you start using all the apps, first of all, it depends what business you have, but ideally not all businesses have the capability to use all the apps, because they don't have the manpower to go through all the apps and implement, start using them or being more productive on that. But obviously, organization to organization, things vary. There might be some organization that can utilize all these apps and they are already using it. So this will really help them. Now, after discussing the pricing model, we will be basically discussing the set of integrations, or basically the applications that are available in Zoho One. So as we said, there are 40 plus apps, and every app itself is an entity. An entity, I mean to say, it's a standalone app. It is available in Zoho as a subscription model separately as well, and being in Zoho One as well, just for the sake of if someone goes for Zoho One, they can use the particular app. So all these apps are the enterprise version of their own subscriptions that are part of the Zoho One. So let's see which apps are available in Zoho One and what business case studies they solve. The first of all is the sales management system, which is basically appointment scheduling. It's a Zoho version of Calendly. Then we have a CRM, customer relationship management system. If everyone who has heard of CRM, they know how CRM works, and almost they are the same, whichever tool you take. But it depends on the capabilities of the tool, customization of the tool. And if any we talk about customization or modification in the system or process modifications, then Zoho CRM has the capacity and capability to do all that. Then we have the marketing tools available, which includes marketing automation, email marketing, social media marketing. This is basically the Hootsuite version of Zoho that handles your all social media marketing and stuff like that. And then we have surveys, forms, website building, web chat optimize, like live chat support on your website. Then we can do all the event management stuff as well. Then we have e-commerce platforms available that could be integrated. And then we have customer support, remote support, Lens, email hosting, chat, project management, agile project management, internal social network, learning and training program, shared inboxes, web conference, app webinars. This is basically a sort of a Zoom version, Zoom's like version of Zoho. And then we have file management system. This is Office 365 version of so if you have worked with Microsoft systems, you must be aware that Microsoft is not just one product. It's a combination of product that basically help businesses become automated. And that is exactly the same model being used here. And then we have word processors, spreadsheets, all the things that you can find, e-signatures, basically just the DocuSign version of Zoho. And then we have password management, which is a very productive tool. We also use that to manage the passwords for our clients, so we don't need to find them again and again. So this is one great resource available. And it's just not about password management. It's a vault system that helps you store any information that is that could be stored in alphanumeric values or could be stored in a text value that you can later on use. Then we have accounting and finance systems, payrolls, payment forms, expense management. And one important thing I want to highlight here, payroll really depends on what region you are in. So before you opt in for any of these finance modules, you should be aware that or either that finance module really help you in your region or not. And most important thing, if whatever the region is, and let's say if you are in North, this is very important thing I want to highlight it, although it's not a part of this conversation, but just for the piece of context for you guys, just to save yourself from the longer hustle. If your organization is in the North region, which is the US region, okay, North America region, and your consultant is based in let's say South Australia, New Zealand, or anywhere in the Eastern region, I would recommend that you sign up and you give him the access instead of him allowing him to sign up for you or activate an account for you, because most of the consultant, what they do is they activate the account on their region, but you have a different region. So it really matters because your account security or your account registration is region based. So it's very important. You must be aware where your main headquarters are, what you would be your regional movements around your business, and based on that, choose your service centers with Zoho wisely. Okay, and then we have the operations, and then we have human resource. As I was talking about initially, we're giving an example on pricing page. This is Zoho people, and then we'll have recruitment, custom application, business intelligence. This is basically the Zapier version of Zoho, and then we have contract management systems and stuff like that. So all these apps are available in Zoho One, and if you look at the working model or the purpose of these apps, you will find that each of these apps solve a specific business problem. So this is what Zoho One does. All of these apps are standalone tools as well, but Zoho One brings them into one single subscription model, which means that you, instead of paying all the apps separately, you pay in one subscription model and you get access to enterprise version of all these apps. And one important thing I want to highlight here, and which is very, very important, is all these apps are built-in integrated, which means they're out of box integrated to each other. You don't need to integrate them as sort of you don't need an integrator to do it until or unless there is some custom modification that is required. Obviously, there are some built-in integration. For example, CRM and email marketing tools are integrated. You just need to turn on a toggle, and you can put a criteria and it will automatically sync the contacts and tag them or give them the list view or add into the list in the email marketing accordingly. And similarly, you can do all that stuff that you need, like forms are integrated to CRM. You just need to activate a specific option, and it will basically, whenever a form is submitted, it will send the information to the CRM. So all these tools are basically integrated to each other one way or the other, and in this way, this gives you a unified experience, and your single source of truth becomes your CRM, and everything all around it comes into the CRM, and you can save or store the information whenever you need it. You can access it through the CRM. So this is the biggest benefit of Zoho One, and this is one of the key things that Zoho One really offers. Now, after discussing this, let's go to some of the things that you should be aware of. What in the CRM does Zoho One include? What in the appointment scheduling system does Zoho One includes? So, because when we talk about Zoho One, we also need to understand that based on the business requirements, the decision can be made. Otherwise, the decision can't be made. And if, let's say, some consultant sells out Zoho One solution to you just by saying the 40 plus apps, you will save a lot of money. In the longer run, if you haven't planned it properly, if the consultant is not well versed on the way tool works, most probably either you will have to change some of the apps, or you have to change your model from the all employee module to flexible pricing model. Okay. So let's go to the limitations or the availabilities of the tool, right? So first of all, this page and all these links will be available in the description of the video as well. So you don't need to like really worry about these links, because obviously you might find difficulty in finding them through the website. So I have, like, we will be putting in the description of the video so you can get them from there. So these are the different Zoho directory is basically storing information, single sign-on processes, scan QR codes and security policies for your organizations, and documentation automation. And say when we have sales, marketing, support, productivity, finance, HR, legal, business processes. What this page basically tells you. So it also offers you a limit calculator. We will get to that. But first of all, let's go to the CRM. So if you look at the sales in CRM, you will see that sales automation, what Zoho One offers. When it comes to sales CRM, you get all these limitations here, that it's 10 custom links per module, 3-page layouts per module, and layout rules 10 per module, sandbox, and all that stuff. Let's say you have, let me give you an example here. 3-page layouts per module. So let's say that you have a business that has 6 departments, and those 6 departments interact with the customer data, but they need to see a different information based on their department. So you will define layout rules. So by layout rules, you can define different layouts for different departments. So you have 6 departments, but you can only be using, or you can only have 3-page layouts per module in Zoho One, but you need 6. There are different ways around for it based on the profiles. You can set up profiles, you can set up layout rules, and you can make a way around depending on what your consultant is. And let's say, for example, if you are with us, we will most probably we will get this into our functional requirements, and we will give you a solution what could really work for you. But let's say if your consultant has already sold out and you need 6-page layouts, but when it comes to Zoho One, you only have 3-page layouts. So the consultant might, just for the sake of saying you yes, might get something way around that works for you now, but in the longer run, it might not be the right solution. So it's very important that when you decide to go ahead with the tool, you know what are the limitations in the tool. What are the limitations in terms of the fields levels? Let's say custom fields. There are 300 custom fields available. And in those fields, how many fields can be created per module? How many type of fields are there available per module? So these things are very important, specifically workflows, because workflows are the automation god of the CRM, I would say, because without workflows or without automation, the CRM is of no use. Data itself can't be utilized until or unless there is a specific touch of automation in it, because in that way you save time, you save resources, and you convert the data into a valuable asset without human interaction, without any possibility of errors and stuff like that. Okay. So in that way, you can look around the limitations, how many blueprints are available, and obviously, if you're subscribed to our channel, we will be producing videos on Zoho, what Zoho offers, what these different type of tools really do. So obviously you will be getting more information about it. But at the moment, this page will help you see the limitations in Zoho and what are your requirements. So it's very important, whichever consultant you hire, he should be aware of these things, and you should also be aware of your requirements. If you're a functional consultant or if you're a technical consultant, you're looking around the possibility of implementing Zoho One into your organization, these are the things that you should be really, really careful about. Okay. And then the last thing is basically going through the FAQs. That the link would be placed in the description of this video as well. But before that, let's go to the limit calculator. So if you go to the limit calculator, uh, if based on the limit calculator, you just add the number of employees and it will basically tells you how many credits you have. And this calculator basically calculates the specific values that depends on the number of licenses. So let's say if I move this to 1 and if I go like this, it will limit for one employee is 10.05 GB. But if I move it to 20 and if I refresh it, limit for 20 employees is to 11 GB. Okay. Then in that way, this information changes based on the number of employees you have. So all this information changes as you have more licenses. Obviously, your limit increases because every employee add up to the next and next and next. In that way, the overall capacity of the system increases for your organization. The bigger the organization is, the bigger the capacity of API and functions and storage like that would work for you. So this was it for the Zoho One. The pricing, how the pricing works, how to navigate to Zoho One, how to get access or sign up for the subscription, and then what apps are available in Zoho, and then the most important thing is that what are the limitations in Zoho for your business, things that you should be aware of before you make a decision, and is the Zoho right a solution or not? And this is one of the best. Let's be frank. The most important thing for you is to get your business up and running in no time, because technology changes, things changes. So what would be the best possible solution for you? It all depends on your requirements. So Zoho is a very, very good solution. Zoho One is the top notch, most cost effective solution that I know personally in the market based on other scenarios as well. It's very cost effective, but it also depends what your business goals is. What are your business size? How many people work in your organization? Who are the decision makers? Who are the people who will be interacting? Who is the end user, power user, admin user? What are their level of capabilities? What are your team's sort of motivation to understand the system? Because Zoho is a very easy tool. It can be too much for some people, but as from my understanding and my experience, Zoho is something people learn very easily because it's like plug and play. Once you start using one app, you start to understand the next, because the syntax and structuring is same. The language used in Zoho is Deluge, which is pretty much same all around. There are some syntax issues or changes, but overall the platform is very stable and it like follows the same structure across. So now, if let's say, for example, you are not sure about your CRM option, okay, so let me give you a bit of introduction about ourselves. We, as I said, like I'm the founder of Consult to Manage. Consult to Manage is a CRM ERP boutique service. We specialize in ERPs and CRM, and not every ERP or CRM, because it takes a lot of time and interaction with the system to understand it, the fullest potential of it. So for that purpose, we basically shortlisted some of the CRMs and ERPs that we have worked with, the experience and things and the system we can rely on. We can basically recommend you to use those systems within your organizations. So if you want to learn more about us, you can just search consult2manage.com, okay, and you just hit enter. You will end up on our website, where you will basically be able to navigate through our website. Yep. So you will be able to navigate through our website and see the different solutions available. So before that, I would also like to, before I navigate to it, the easiest way to do or get to our website is consult2manage.com, which will redirect to you at services.consult2manage.com. You navigate to the menu and you have all these options available. These are the best ERPs and CRM systems for mid to larger enterprise level organizations, and we normally make videos on these. but in specifically we today did for Zoho One, which is a part of Zoho. So you can go to on Zoho page and you can find the Zoho One option available there as well. Addition to that, we also work with our marketing automation solutions for B2B market. And if you need any help in that regard, we will be more than happy. So how to reach us? You can reach out to us on LinkedIn at Waheed Qadir at LinkedIn. And otherwise, you can just come to our website, open any of the pages. Let's go to Zoho, scroll all the way down, and you will be able to send us a message. Okay, and you can also give me a reference that you are coming from one of our YouTube, after watching one of our YouTube videos. So obviously we know what you are looking for, and obviously the page you submit the inquiry from, we know that what you will be looking for. So you can be straight about your message, what help you need, and our team will be more than happy to assist you. So I hope this video really helped you understand the capabilities of Zoho One. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach out to me on LinkedIn. And if in terms of email, you can reach out to me, waheed@consult2manage.com. I will be more than happy to assist you, and my team is always ready to get hands-on with clients like you and or consultants like you. If you have any questions, feel free. We will be more than happy to assist. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Hope today you learned a bit about what Zoho One, and we were able to add some knowledge to your understanding or to your concept of Zoho One. Thank you very much for your time.